a man comes across his father's war memorabilia.
Get rid of it. I don't want that in my house.
And awakens the spirits of soldiers with unfinished business.
My father didn't really get into any of the blood and gore of what happened.
Revenge is in the air, in the ultimate battle between good and evil.
You can't breathe, you can't get away. You don't know which way to go.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see
Someone's in my room.
and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. In 2009, Debbie and Dennis Pongratz move into a home in a small town.
We just wanted to retire to a place that was quiet, someplace where we could just relax.
We wanted to be in a place that had a different feel than the big city, retirement years, easygoing, atmosphere.
The house looked small from the outside, but when you got inside, it looked a lot bigger.
Hey, Dennis?
What are you doing in here?
I'm trying to get these supplies back onto the craft table in the house.
Oh, okay.
The house had so much room, so Dennis could have his own space and I could have my own craft room for woodworking and sewing, a little of repurposing. I do a little bit of everything.
What would I do without you?
I'm sure you'd find somebody to help you carry these boxes in. Got it?
Yep.
What was that?
The spilled contents of the box once belonged to Dennis's deceased father, John, who served as an American soldier during World War II. Dennis hasn't seen the old mementos in many years.
Did you know we had all this stuff?
Honestly, I forgot all about it. When Mom died, they gave me all these boxes, and I just put them in the garage. Didn't really want to deal with it. But now,
I didn't take a very good look at the things that were in the box until we moved down to Corning. And I found several of his medals. There were campaign ribbons for battles in Western Europe. Also, he had some things that he brought back from the war.
When he went through the box, it's like it just brought it all to life. He remembered each thing he picked up of his dad speaking about that. And it just kind of brought all of it back to him.
Look at all these medals. You never told me your dad was such a decorated soldier.
he'd tell me stories when I was a kid. I tried to ask him for details, but he would just clam up. Different times, I guess.
My father, he didn't really get into any of the hardships or the blood and gore of what happened around him in the war.
Dennis, why do we have that?
The sight of the swastika makes Debbie uneasy.
It's awful. Why would your dad even keep something like that?
It's just what they did back then. It's like a trophy or something.
My father told me that he acquired the armband off of a dead Nazi soldier, which I guess that happened quite a bit during the war.
Get rid of it. I don't want that in my house.
Debbie, these are old. They're antiques. They're probably worth something.
I don't care. I'm serious. It creeps me out.
Buried among the reminders of loss and valor, Dennis finds a touching surprise.
I found a decorative box, and it had letters in it that my father had sent to my mother when he was stationed in Iceland. This was before they were married. Most of it was just, you know, how much I love you and things like that.
I've been gone for 6 months. If I want to go out and have a drink, then I can.
For Dennis, the letters are a sharp contrast to his childhood memories.
When I was growing up, my parents had a rocky relationship. It was pretty volatile. My father, he had a temper. I really think that he suffered from PTSD. He went through hell over there.
But if I want to leave, then I can leave.
I was really surprised about the letters that he had sent to my mom when he was in the service. At that point in time, you could see that they both really loved each other.
After rediscovering a box of World War II relics, Dennis Pongratz has renewed appreciation for his father's military service.
Looking at my father's Army memorabilia, I really did have more of a sense of pride for my father and what he did. I was kind of a hero, and I didn't realize that until I became a certain age to, I guess, appreciate that.
Debbie?
Yeah,
Have you seen that armband?
the one with the swastika on it? No, I thought I told you to put that away.
Well, I was going to, but I hadn't gone to it yet, and now I can't seem to find it.
Well, it's just as well. I really didn't want that in the house anyway.
At some point, I discovered that the Nazi armband was missing, and I checked through every box in there and even in the closet where they were, in case it fell out. And it's a mystery.
We could not find the armband. It's just gone.
Well, it's got to be around here somewhere.
Honey, don't worry. I'm sure it's going to show up. All right? Don't worry. I got to go get ready.
Okay.
Went in the bathroom to take a shower. was a cross on my bathroom mirror, and it looked like frost. I'd never seen anything like it. It was just very strange. My immediate reaction was to get the camera because I wanted to make sure I got that shot of that cross.
Hey, Dennis! Come here! Dennis!
Debbie, yeah, what?
Look! Look!
Is that a cross? How'd that get there?
I don't know. I was just getting out of the shower, and it was right there on the mirror.
When I saw the cross in the mirror, I didn't know what to think. I mean, you know, it's not something you see every day.
It kind of looks like...
Like what?
Looks like the cross the German soldiers wore in World War II.
The cross reminded me of the Iron Cross of the Nazi regime.
What do you think that means?
I don't know.
I got some
Did
pictures.
you get pictures?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good.
It wasn't something that I easily dismissed because you get a little unnerved. You gotta wonder where it is coming from.
Despite feeling unsettled, Debbie tells herself that the appearance of the cross is a good omen.
I'm trying to make myself feel better about what that cross meant. I thought you could think it was protection.
While Dennis is not convinced it means anything.
I was a little freaked out about it, but not to a point where I was hysterical or anything like that. We just thought it was, you know, strange or weird. We kind of brushed it off and just went on from there.
That weekend, Debbie gets an unexpected visitor.
My granddaughter had called and asked me if I could watch my great-grandson. And I said, sure, bring him out.
You doing okay, Jeffrey?
He loves coming to Grandma's house. He'll run from one end to the other, and he plays. He's like a normal child.
Can I have something to eat?
How's peanut butter and jelly sound?
Yummy.
Okay.
Out of the blue, I started getting cigarette smoke, just like someone was blowing it in my face. I have never been a smoker. I have always been extremely sensitive to cigarette smoke. I sneeze a lot when I'm around someone that's smoking. It was horribly strong. I could not figure out where that smell was coming from. It was really strange.
Hey, you look like one of my toys. Want to play with me? Hey, what are you doing? Those are the good guys.
When Jeffrey comes to visit his great-grandmother, a mysterious stranger challenges him to a game of war.
Stop!
I went to the other end of the house, and a couple minutes after that, he just started screaming.
Jeffrey! What's wrong?
Are you okay? What happened?
My granddaughter came to pick him up.
What's going on? I don't know. He was playing with his toys just fine when I went to go make him some lunch, and then he just started screaming.
He said that he's seen a man in our house. You couldn't get him to move. When you talked to him, he wouldn't budge. It was like he was in a daze.
Look, I better take him home.
Out of the blue, I seen this dark, shadowy figure looking out our window. It startled me.
Oh, come on.
I only seen it for a second. It was gone.
Please, come on.
What happened?
I'm so glad you're here. We have to talk. Earlier today, I was watching Jeffrey, and then I went to go make him a sandwich, and everything was fine. And then he started screaming, and then all of a sudden he went running outside of the house. The poor kid was terrified.
She was pretty freaked out, about it. Just not knowing the source or what it meant.
He kept saying something about this bad man or something inside the house. The poor little boy, he was so scared, honey.
Calm down, calm down.
No!
Take a breath.
No!
Sweetheart, what?
There's something going on in this house.
Sweetie.
You don't always want to think, okay, it's paranormal, but you really can't dismiss it at that point.
What?
Take a look at this.
There was one picture of the front of our house with a very large man's face looking out our window. For me to be able to actually see something in a photo that I took, that was proof to me that we weren't crazy, that there was something there.
I definitely saw a shadowy figure, and I didn't know what to think about that because, that was something completely different than knocks or bangs or shadows, and because now we've got something that's right there.
Dennis reacted the same way I did. He was just trying to figure out what it could be, and we didn't know if it was something we needed to be afraid of. I knew something wasn't right about this house, and it was very serious to have scared my great-grandson the way it did.
But unbeknownst to the couple, a new ghost has entered the home and is ready for battle.
I did.
One night we heard this loud banging. It was so loud that it woke us up, like someone was pounding their fist against the wall.
What are you doing?
Stay here.
Whoever's in there, I've called the cops.
It didn't make any sense, but there was no one else in the house.
In the dead of night, an unexplained commotion
I did.
awakens Dennis and Debbie Pongratz.
Whoever's in there, I've called the cops.
We just started hearing like banging noises, kind of like if somebody was pounding on a wall with their fist.
Although Dennis does not see physical evidence of the intense struggle, he can feel its aftermath.
With all the things that had happened up to that point, the only conclusion that I could come to was paranormal activity in the house.
Dennis, is everything okay?
I don't know.
Are you all right?
I don't know. I just heard this banging, and it was like it was right next to my head. Sweetheart, this is just crazy.
Your mind goes in all directions. You don't know what to think. You don't know if you should try to get help. You're afraid of who to even ask.
It was a concern at that point that how far is it going to go? We just hoped that the activity didn't become dangerous or destructive or anything like that.
We're trying to keep us as calm as we possibly can, you know, when all this is going on, because when you're living with this much confusion in your house, you pretty much have to figure out how to deal with it.
But even in the light of day, Debbie can't help but feel on edge.
In your own home, a place where it's supposed to be serene, you're supposed to feel comfortable there because that's your space. And you feel like your space is being invaded by something you can't see. And you wonder if you're going to be able to get away from that. All of a sudden, I felt my hair being pulled. It felt like somebody was standing behind me. The only thing that came into my mind was just run the other way. I have a claustrophobia issue, so I always make sure that there's an exit.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
The door handle was just violently shaking back and forth, like someone was trying to get in.
No! No!
I didn't want to get any closer to that door, not knowing what was on the other side.
No! Oh. No! No!
Whatever it was engulfing me, like it was just sucking the air out of me. You can't breathe, you can't get away, you don't know which way to go. It just feels like everything's closing in.
For months, Debbie Pongratz has lived with paranormal activity in her home. One day, events escalate out of control.
Debbie! Debbie, the door's locked! Debbie, oh my God! Oh my God, are you okay? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Are you okay? Oh my God.
It's frightening because you just didn't feel safe. You just felt like something was everywhere, just all around you. And you wonder if you're going to be able to get away from that.
It was choking me. I don't know what I wanted to do, but it was trying to kill me.
What?
Something was, suffocating her. I was concerned for her safety. How far is it going to go?
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. But we'll figure this out.
We just thought, who's going to be next? We had to get somebody in there to help us with this.
Debbie and Dennis reach out to experts at Paravision's Paranormal.
This is my wife, Debbie.
The Pongratz actually were experiencing a lot of things. There was something going on in their home that they had no control of. And I knew in my heart that I had the tools and the abilities to help them out.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's okay. When we arrived, I saw Debbie, and she just broke down crying and was shaken so bad that she reached over and hugged me and said, "Lee, I'm so glad you and your team are here." I'll look around.
Mm-hmm. When the team came, it was like a weight lifted off of our shoulders. We knew that they could get rid of whatever was in the house.
Jim Wilson is the tech expert on the team.
Hey, Lee, take a look at this.
I immediately was trying to collect evidence, and the K2 meter was going absolutely crazy. I looked over at Lee to be like, "We have something right now. Let's get it going."
Deb Lance, a medium, senses a presence in the room.
Deb brings that ability to sense the spirit a lot stronger. She's like our center eye, and this spirit was trying to make connection with Deb. as her demeanor started to change.
I felt eyes on me, and the energy was very overwhelming. I immediately saw a man in spirit form in military uniform. The gentleman told me he was Dennis's father, John.
And he appears to have something urgent to communicate.
Do you have a message for your family? Is there something you want to tell us? Why are you here?
Why don't you go have a seat in the other room?
I began to channel John's energy so I could accurately convey the message. And his message was a warning, but he was coming from a place of protecting the family, not trying to harm them. I did not anticipate him jumping into my physical body. It's as if I'm watching a movie.
Tab?
And I'm the star in the movie, but someone else is using my body.
This spirit was trying to use her as a vessel to communicate.
There was a noticeable change in her. She became very angry, very agitated, very strong-willed. It was not the Deb that we know. She became a whole different person.
Deb, is you okay? Are you still with us?
When I was channeling John, I felt immense emotions, intense anger. I felt amped up. I felt very protective. I felt angry. I felt everything all combined in one big emotion.
Suddenly, Lee, a psychic empath himself, can also sense the spirit of John.
I could sense the energy change. There was a presence of a male that was trying to get my attention, and I saw a young soldier in a World War II uniform.
No! I'm gonna kill you, you bastard!
He was coming to me very angry, screaming at the top of his lungs, being very demanding.
Take it easy! Get out of my house! Leave my family alone! Wait!
While conducting an investigation in the Pongratz home, the body of psychic Deb Lance is overtaken by a spirit.
Deb, is you okay? Are you still with us?
No! I'm gonna kill you, you bastard! Take it easy! Get out of my house! Leave my family alone! Wait!
Lee, also a psychic empath, suddenly becomes aware of a second spirit in the house.
He was looking straight through me at something else behind me. And I realized it was a Nazi soldier. And that is what the other World War II soldier was addressing his aggression to. The energy between these two spirits was a hate. You've got a World War II U.S. Army soldier, you've got a Nazi soldier, and they were targeting each other.
Then, in an instant, the ghost of the Nazi soldier disappears.
That dark energy, I felt it slowly just, disintegrate. And as that was disintegrating, I could feel that the World War II soldier's energy was more relaxed, more calm.
When I was done channeling John, and he left my physical body, and everything was at peace. John was at peace. For me, it was like I woke up from a dream.
We know that this has been, it's been confusing for both of you. But we've made contact with two spirits here today who've taken up residence in your home. one of whom was sent here to protect you. A soldier. Your father.
Lee confirms that he too experienced the spirit of John Pongratz.
I was like, right here, this is the guy that's here in this home.
This is him. Your father, is that right?
Lee had pointed out my father in the picture, and I was really surprised at that. I mean, I didn't think that was my wildest dreams that my father would be there.
Yes, that's my father, John. He was a good man. But I just don't understand.
Your father's presence wasn't here to hurt or scare you. There's another ghost in the house. Ghost of a Nazi soldier. It was that entity that was tormenting you both.
Lee explains why the spirit of Dennis's father had returned.
During World War II, John had shot a Nazi soldier, and he took a couple of his items. And Dennis pulled these out, and I think that's what triggered that energy, that dark Nazi energy, to come back, is he wanted his things back. John was there to protect the family.
This other ghost, the Nazi soldier, where is he?
I assured them that the Nazi soldier is gone. He's been expelled. He's never coming back. It's over.
Dennis, your father, John, he saved you.
Wait. It's not over. I'm sensing John's presence here with us now. He's saying something about letters?
John gave me the message that he needed these letters found. He wanted to know where these letters were.
Dennis, he says you know.
Letters. Yes, I know what he's talking about.
I thought about the letters that we had in this decorative box, letters that he had sent to my mom when he was in the service.
Here, these are, this is what he's talking about, these are letters that he wrote my mother during World War II.
They're very, very deeply personal letters that John had written to his wife. He was really tied to these letters, and he truly did love his wife.
As we started to open up this box of letters, I felt this lightness in the air. John was going towards the light. I knew that this was the closure that he was looking for, that this is what it was all about, so he could actually cross over. That's what John wanted, was to be back with his wife.
I felt really relieved that my father was at peace, and I do believe that my father really did love my mother, and my mother really did love my father. They did have a rough, rocky marriage, but, you know, in the end, it was important for him to be with my mother. I felt really good that they were you know, back together again. It's given me a sense of closure, and I have more respect and love for him now, you know, than I did.
Looking back at this case, what sticks out to me is it started out bad. It started out as this World War II soldier was going after this Nazi, and it ended in like a love story.
The couple have survived their brush with the supernatural. Now, months later, their lives have finally returned to normal.
This experience for me, myself, was life-changing. There was a lot of things that I had happen to me that really frightened me, things I couldn't explain. This gave me a sense of there is an explanation for most things that happen, but it's also given me insight to the other side.
I would say to people that don't believe in the paranormal, there's another world there around us. They just need to open up a little bit to possibilities.
For Dennis, this experience has given him insight into the paranormal world. That the battle between good and evil continues, even after we're gone.
I don't have any doubts that there are things out there that we don't know about just because of my experiences with paranormal activity in our house. They're there.
A man seeks a fresh start in a new home.
So this is it, huh?
Yeah. I really appreciate you helping me move in.
But soon realizes the house has other plans.
Looks like they left in a hurry.
There are signs that something is very wrong.
Darkness and death surround me.
A lot of the poems were about suicide.
Evil is all around.
They were almost like vampires. They were feeding on his misery.
I'd never been so scared in my life. That was terror, real terror.
Protect me from whatever's inside this house.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see
Someone's in my room.
and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. In the winter of 2007, Al Gonzalez embarks on a new chapter in his life.
So this is it, huh?
Yeah.
Your new place. Sure is big.
Yeah. I know.
I was going through a divorce and found a home that I really liked. A place that I thought I could really live in for years to come.
It couldn't have come at a better time.
You needed to change.
Things were getting rough there.
My brother was going through some tough times. He got the home at a good price.
I really appreciate you helping me move in.
You got it.
After the divorce, my older brother Mario was very supportive of me and always helpful, always willing to come up and spend time with me.
Got the keys?
Yeah, got the keys.
Oh, wow.
When I first seen the house from the outside, it looked great.
Come on.
When you go inside the home, it seems like even during the day, there is a darkness. I mean, every hall, every room that you go in, you have to turn on a light.
What is all this stuff? Looks like they left in a hurry.
What was really odd about the whole scenario is they left a lot of personal belongings behind that you would think that they would want to take with them.
$500. I didn't ask any questions.
The previous owners said, if you're interested, we'll sell you everything in the house for $500. Couches, televisions, dishes in the cupboards, everything. I really didn't think it was strange. I thought it was a blessing, because after the divorce, I literally had nothing.
Over the next few weeks, Al tries to get used to living alone.
It was a pretty rough time for me. I was so excited about having a new house, a new beginning, really. There was so much stuff in the house left by the previous owners that I found things constantly that I didn't even realize that they had left behind. One day when I was cleaning up, I found a manila envelope. And I thought it was gonna be like tax papers or something like that. And I was gonna throw it away, but my curiosity got the most of me.
What?
It was poems about various things in life. As I read more and more of them, they started to get darker. A lot of the poems were about suicide, laying on the concrete floor, blood coming from their mouth.
Laying on a concrete floor, wanting to get out, get away. But darkness and death surround me.
Haunted by the ghosts. That mouth. That wide, gaping mouth. That wide, gaping mouth. Dripping in blood.
I thought maybe it was written by somebody who had lived in the house. She described dark things happening in her life, and she no longer wanted to live.
I am gone.
And it was obviously a tormented person. I started hearing footsteps down the hallway. You could hear the cracking of the floorboards, like somebody was walking down the hallway very heavy. I wasn't alone. Somebody was in the house. Didn't find anybody, didn't see anything. Found myself living in a dark house. And a house that had dark secrets, maybe.
For now, Al chooses to ignore his suspicions and gets to work setting up his home office.
My older brother had a business where we found subcontract work for the military. My job was to help find appropriate people for appropriate jobs. When I was sitting there, I heard a noise in the living room. There was movement out of the corner of my eye. It looked like a shadow.
After a difficult divorce, Al Gonzalez seeks a fresh start in a new home. But so far, the house has been anything but peaceful.
I came face to face with something that was definitely not of my world. I started to tell myself that maybe ghosts do exist. Maybe the house is haunted.
Al?
One night, Al's brother Mario drops by to check on him.
I was worried about him. I wanted to spend time with him because he was going through a lot of different things in his life at the time. The home was very depressing. I didn't like the feeling of the house at all. It was like walking in a funeral home with no one there, that type of feeling.
Al?
You immediately just don't want to be there.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
Well, place looks better all cleaned up, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure. Looks good.
Look what I found when I was cleaning up. Someone left them behind.
They were very odd, depressing poems. Talk about killing themselves, weird stuff. Sounded to me like something that Edgar Allan Poe would write.
Man, these are depressing. We should throw them out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are you okay? You seem tired.
I've been having a little trouble sleeping. No big deal. Hey. Have you ever...
Ever what?
Have you ever seen something that you can't explain?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
What I experienced in the house, it was still something I was trying to hide, still something that I didn't necessarily feel comfortable telling other people.
For the next few days, Al attempts to keep his mind occupied.
I was in my office doing some work.
But whatever is in the house continues to torment him.
I heard as if somebody was taking their fist. Bang, 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 bang. So loud, so sudden, that it really made my heart race. It was coming from inside the house, and the wall.
Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Please make these sounds stop.
I was scared.
And protect me from whatever's inside this house.
I asked for it to go away. I prayed.
But Al's prayers go unanswered.
It didn't work. Religion didn't help. Prayer didn't help.
In the spring of 2008, Al's life reaches an all-time low. In the midst of his mental exhaustion, he receives news that his father was murdered, the victim of a robbery gone wrong.
My dad immigrated from Peru, $7 in his wallet, taught himself English and joined the military and made himself into a very good man.
My brother was very close to my father. It was obviously very hard on my brother. He wouldn't answer the phone, he wouldn't talk to anybody. My brother started isolating himself. I wish that I could have done something for him at the time, but we lived so far apart.
I heard my dad's voice call out my name.
Dad?
Al Gonzalez is convinced his house is haunted. For months, he has lived with the paranormal activity. But now, the entity has taken it to the next level by mimicking the voice of his recently deceased father.
Dad?
I saw this ghostly man. I'd never been so scared in my life. That was terror, real terror. I really had no options. I had no money. I had nowhere else to go. I had to stay at the house. I was stuck.
Desperate, Al contacts the Fort Wayne Shadow Chasers Parasisters, a team made up of 3 female paranormal investigators.
He had a lot of things on his mind, negative, not happy things.
He saw a few things in his house he was very frightened of or didn't understand.
So talk to me about what you've been experiencing.
This house is noisy. The sound of people walking around and loud banging in the walls are constant. It's hard for me to concentrate or get any sleep. But I also see strange things. Like quick movements, like shadows right out of the corner of my eye, like something is trying to hide from my view. And I saw a man. He looked like he was from another time. That sounds crazy, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, Al. Just give us a chance to investigate, and I'm sure we can help you somehow.
I hope so.
That was a relief once I was able to tell them all of the things that happened. That's exactly what I needed. Somebody who wouldn't ridicule, somebody who wouldn't think less of me. It was a burden off of my heart.
We heard footsteps in the hallway.
I suddenly felt a rushing at me, like an air pressure, pushing me backwards.
Okay, that didn't take long. We have activity.
I'm gonna go check out the rest of the house.
Cheryl is the sensitive on the team.
I get pictures, and I also get feelings. I can sense what has been there or who has been there before in time. I saw a tall man. He had a hat on, and he was just standing there.
Tina, there's something in here.
You could feel your hair stand up on your arms.
Yeah, there's definitely something here.
Tina, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I was rushed by like a black mass. I actually could see it coming towards me, and I felt the wind I don't know if it went past me or through me.
I think we've seen enough for one night.
Based on Al's depression and the evidence the investigators collect, they come up with a theory about what's been plaguing his home.
Al, we believe that there is at least one evil entity living in the house. Maybe several. They're called feeders.
Feeders are like paranormal parasites, living off heightened human emotion.
The entities were attracted to him like a magnet. I think they were almost like vampires. They were feeding on his misery and his hopelessness.
Wait. Let me show you something. I found these in a cabinet when I moved in. Someone who once lived here must have written them.
The poems were very dark and talked about misery and despair and death. That is what the entities wanted and they needed.
Haunted by the ghosts.
And they brought this on to whoever lived in the house.
World collapses. I am gone.
It is very possible these feeders were here before you moved in, tormenting the author of these poems.
I really think the best solution is to cleanse the house with prayer.
I'm sorry, but I have no interest in that.
I didn't really believe in the cleansing. I had asked God, Jesus, everybody to take this away. It didn't work.
Can you possibly move out, stay somewhere else?
Absolutely not. All my money is tied up in this place. There's no way.
If you have to stay, you're gonna have to learn to ignore the activity in your house.
Don't give it energy. Don't feed it. We'll call and check on you, but promise you'll call us if you need us.
The investigators really wanted me to make an effort to take ownership of the house. They wanted me to take power over it. But in the back of my mind, I didn't think anything was going to work.
Monument in the background, the president has just arrived off of Silicon. He's coming from Camp David to spend his time with a gathering on the White House lawn. This is a regular affair for the president, who has spent many hours, many days
A dark entity called a feeder has taken over the home of Al Gonzalez.
As I am turning, I see this large black mass right behind me, full floor to ceiling. It took up half the room. It starts moving very quickly down the hallway and turns into my bedroom. How do you sleep after you see something like that? I don't know. Yeah, it was frightening.
After much thought, Al reluctantly makes the decision to sell his house.
I can't live with it anymore. I have to find a way out.
He asks the paranormal experts who have been advising him for help.
I was concerned for him because there was so much activity there.
I know the place still needs a lot of work. But I sure hope it sells fast.
It got to a point where the entities there were breaking him down. Tina was helping Al find a realtor and trying to sell his house. He just wanted out of that place.
I want out, Tina. And I can't afford to rent a place while I wait for this place to sell.
That was his home, and Al had to make the decision to go. I mean, he definitely had me there poking him, but it was ultimately his decision.
Try and stay optimistic. Let's just see what happens.
Okay.
The house is on the market for several months, and there are no prospective buyers.
I wanted to sell the house, get out from under it. And couldn't sell it, couldn't sell it, couldn't sell it.
And, of course, we have all this warm, cozy paneling. Lots of nice details. Okay, I'll leave you two alone. Holler if you have any questions.
Did you see the asking price for this place? It's a steal.
Yeah, it's a bargain.
But
I don't know.
what is it?
Let's get out of here.
What's wrong? Babe.
Buyers would come and they would even be right to the point of where they were going to buy the home, and then they would back out all of a sudden.
Stuck, Al lives in a state of constant fear.
What are the shadows? What is happening to me? It wasn't normal. That's what kept me, I think, in my depression. I was not leading a normal life anymore.
To remain sane, Al focuses all of his energy on home improvement while ignoring his friends and family.
He quit communicating with a lot of people, including myself. You know, I didn't talk to him for a long time.
Come on, Al, answer. Come on.
When you live your life day after day, expecting something that you can't explain to happen, you start losing a little bit of your sanity. And then things get worse, because they feed off of that. Whatever was in the house fed off of the anxiety, fed off of the fear. They liked it.
Al Gonzalez is under attack by a supernatural entity called a feeder.
I'm a grown man, and you like to think that you're strong and tough, but now I'm being physically hurt. It was personal.
Why? Why?
I knew then
Why?
that it was going to get worse.
Why?
And one day I'm going to find myself in a situation that I can't escape from.
Al feels himself sliding deeper into depression.
I started drinking a lot, smoking a lot, doing things that I didn't typically do before then. I almost didn't care about my life.
The longer he stays in the house, the more he finds himself connecting with the previous tenant.
I ended up relating to the writer of those poems. The anxiety, the fear, the desire to get out.
Over the next few months, Al's hopelessness overtakes him. One night, Cheryl, the paranormal investigator and sensitive following his case, has a vision.
I felt a sense of foreboding. He was sick, weak, and hopeless. It was almost like vultures. They were just standing there waiting for him. They wanted to torment him.
Cheryl attempts to warn Al.
Come on, Al. Come on.
I go to the front door, and it was just a single lady standing there, dressed like she was going out.
Can I help you?
This is where the party's at?
No. There's no party here.
Sam said this is the place.
Oh, sorry. There's no Sam here.
I'm sure this is the right address.
Look, I'm sorry. There's no party here tonight.
I realized there was no car in the drive. This is 30 seconds later, she's gone. No way for her to get out of my yard. I got 3 acres. She'd have to walk a minute and a half to get to the road. She's gone. Now I'm really mad because I'm being tormented.
Get off my property!
Nobody No cars going down the county road that I lived on. And now I'm just really freaked out.
Al Gonzalez is being targeted by paranormal entities called feeders, and their grip on him is tightening.
I felt as if something was choking me. I felt as if I had somebody's hands around my neck.
Al once again reaches out to the Parasisters for help.
I had to find somebody to help me out. I couldn't do it on my own anymore.
Al contacted us and told us that things really got worse. We were so very worried about him.
The whole house seemed really different. It was a lot colder, it was a lot darker. Something changed. Definitely something changed.
Are you okay?
I can't take much more of this.
They're toying with you, Al. That's what feeders do. They live off your fear. They live off you.
We know this has been hard on you, Al, but you're not in this alone.
Al was in such terrible shape. He just wanted to close his eyes and maybe not wake up. And we could not let that happen to him.
What just happened?
Are you okay?
And I remember saying, "Did you just scratch your face?"
Scratches.
Scratches.
I said, no, I didn't touch my face.
And I said, "Well, you have scratches."
Let me see.
They just appeared out of nowhere.
That is it.
Tina's right. You have to leave this house. You can't wait for it to sell until you can afford it.
And Tina, she was afraid that she would come over one day and I would be dead.
You're right. It's time for me to do something.
After suffering in the home for months, Al finally agrees to move out and rent a modest apartment in a nearby town until the house sells.
I think that's it.
Tina spots the manila envelope containing the dark poems from the previous tenant.
You're not planning on keeping these, are you?
No. Absolutely not.
Let's get out of here. This place gives me the creeps.
I hear that.
Al, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
starting over isn't a bad thing. A lot of people have to start over. I can turn the page and move on.
Today, Al Gonzalez is a new man.
Slowly but surely, it seems like he's reaching back out. He's starting to communicate more and more with family members.
He is doing well. He has a job. He's supporting himself.
As for the house, after years on the market, Al finally allows the paranormal group to cleanse it. In 2013, he sells it to a devout young couple.
I found some peace in that. I thought if anybody can handle it, maybe a good, strong Christian young couple could handle it. They're not going there in a state of depression with a lot of baggage like I did coming from my divorce. I know what happened to me, and I know that it was real. I know what I had to go through in order to find myself in a safe place now. I'm absolutely sure that there's something else out there beyond us.